Let's just jump in the game. Well, we're gonna have our first ZVT of the day.
Maybe they would hold it in Motown.
Man, normally you're really good with these rhymes, but I'm not feeling them today. You're just not having the right flow.
No, clown.
Maybe you just don't feel comfortable. Maybe this is not your turf to rap on.
Maybe not. I need to like go back home to the south.
Is that your turf?
I can rap about.
I find turf a very funny word. Does you find it funny?
I can rap about I don't know, riding horses and shoveling hay or whatever. I don't know. I'm like the least. I could never rap. I just don't have the skills, man.
You know, I actually like to think that I rap really good. As long as the music is loud, I was like, man, I'm so good. I'm like nailing all the words, like right on the right rhythm. But then when the music goes lower, and I still do it, and I started to hear myself, I was like, okay, I just don't sound as bad as I think I do in my mind. I think everybody knows that, you know, whenever you sing a song, you're like, hey, I'm not bad. Then the music stops, you keep on singing, you're like, yeah. And sometimes, like when I'm streaming, I sing all the songs and stuff, having a good time. And then suddenly, like the next song is a lot more quiet, but I still sing on the same at the same volume. And then I watch the VOD, I was like, God, why do I do that? if like anybody who watches this right now, who doesn't know anything about StarCraft, they look at it, it's like, wow, I actually think this boy needs serious help. Like I think that's how people will actually look at me.
Whenever we talk about singing, ooh,
I find this, yeah, there's a proxy command center.
Now this is next level mind games.
Yeah, I've really seen this.
Hides it right under the Overlord's path.
Revive was like, oh wow, that's interesting. Revive right now is like, I've seen a lot in my life, but MVP Noblesse is of course the red Terran on the right top side of Daybreak, while TSL Revival is a Zerg that had a very good run recently at MLG.
Oh, 3 hatch before spawning pool. Yep. Love it. This is really cool. Just a way for Zerg to try and punish Terran for being a little bit greedy. Now the speculation is, hey, how much better is this than just getting your queens going? And I think the general consensus among pros, if it's better, it's just barely better. And then to that I say, well, then why not do it every time? Because you get that hatch done faster, you get the creep there, and that plays to your strengths later on in the game. So I love it. I love this move a lot. 3 hatch before spawning pool is actually not all that uncommon back in the Brood War days.
It's so funny how much this game has changed. Like, I mean, back then we all Zergs already believed they needed like a 14 pool against anything else. They would be dead. And oh, this is StarCraft. We can't expand.
We have to open Speedling first.
Yeah, otherwise we die to everything. And now the game has changed so much. Of course, balance changes has helped out a ton in
balance
this.
Changes and map changes. I think the rush distance on Daybreak is about the size of 4 Steps of War.
Yes. But then again, on Steps of War, it was actually easier to hide something than it is on Daybreak. Now that's funny. Like,
that's another point, yeah.
On Steps of War, you could actually hide stuff pretty good.
No, on Daybreak, the movement paths are very defined. On Steps of War, it wasn't quite like that. You could really go around the map in a lot of different angles.
Early on in the BitterdaM, before this game kicks in, this is what I do kind of like, by the way, about this build, is that they get 3 queens on the same, pretty much at the same time. So the timings and the injects are going to be easy, and they're going to be so sick. You can just keep doing that for the rest of the game. You know, very early on, I played a PvP against Wydra on Steps of War on ladder back in the days. And let's say he spawned on the right side, I spawned on the left side. And I took like a hidden expand right below his base, you know, where the destructible rocks between the natural and that hidden base. He never scouted it. But
never saw it coming.
Yeah, he never saw it coming. Had more money for the entire game. Still lost.
Special tactics.
Yeah, it's Wydra, man.
That was one of the problems with Steps, though, Kev, because even if you get a huge economic lead, the map was so small that if you ever lose a fight, you're just going to lose the game.
Yep.
Like my favorite Steps of War story is one where I was playing a PvZ on Steps, or I was playing Zerg against Protoss. And my plan was, I'm going to take a big fight, kill a lot of his army, and then remax on Ultras. So I took a big fight, I killed a lot of his army, went to remax on Ultras, and lost 3 bases before the Ultra was hatched.
The beauty of Steps. We see the first Marauders being added in the mix already, Ben. Well, there's of course a reactor next to this factory as well, so we might actually see some Hellions and Marauders in the mix, even though these Marauders are a little bit later, so I'd be very surprised if he wants to get aggressive with them, but he is getting a second one as well, so maybe he's just going to get 5-6 Marauders by the time Stim is ready and make his way across the map and put some serious pressure on Revival.
And Revival has very little on his side of the map to really contend with that.
You know what would make me so incredibly happy is if like next week or like when season 1 starts, you know, and first game of the night is gonna be some sick game. It's gonna be like Dongre Gu versus Liquid Teja, And you know what Dongrago does?
Sends out his first drone to put a hatch in the middle of the map and spread.
And that was so awesome. When we interviewed Dongrago afterwards, he's like, yeah, I saw Dretor play against it live. I really like that, man.
Dude, I think that's seriously one of the smartest things I've ever seen.
Well, man, right now Revival has a sick economy already. It's at 57 workers, so Noblesse, who's going to get some medevac out as well, but I don't think they're going to be out in time. I think this is already, I think we can describe this as semi-all-in / pretty damn all-in-ish.
It's going to be a big two-base attack of some sort, certainly like a stim timing, Marine Marauder medevac Hellion.
What can he fall back on, Ben, if this fails?
Yeah, it'll be hard to take a third, that's for sure. That said, I don't know that Revival's really doing the right stuff in terms of preparing for this. Maybe I'm underestimating Queens. He's going up to his 8th Queens now. But he only has a Spine Crawler in his natural.
Yeah, he has
also one in the third.
He literally has 0 units right now. It's like he has 66 drones and 0 units, and he's still making drones. He is getting a Baneling nest. He's also getting speed. Take a look at the larva. Oh, he has 18 larvae, so that is nice. Now we go. Did he succeed those units? Yeah, he must have seen them.
Yeah, he starts a couple of lings. Up 22 lings, in fact. So yes, he does know what's up.
34 lings. He's gonna only make units from now on, and he has a lot of queens. 8 queens against 4 marauders, 50 marines.
The sick thing, Kevin, 9 minutes in the game. He doesn't have to make another drone for the rest of this game if he doesn't want to. He's done a great job of establishing his economy. 8 queens are going to give him a lot of damage absorption and a lot of transfuse. And the Lings are probably going to want to swing around for the big flank. We'll see how this goes. First engagement means, wow, Spinecrawler and Transfusion alone is able to repel the initial push. Noblesse going to come back once more. Where are all the Zerglings? Here we go. Again, the Marines stem in. Good transfusions going down on the Spinecrawlers. Lings just coming in from the front, which is a little bit sloppy. Not that much energy left on these queens. Spinecrawler will finally go down.
Banelings are morphing though, and they are pretty close if he is able to connect with those Banelings. Actually, the Zerglings doing a really good job, and the 3 remaining queens as well. Here come those Banelings. Nice splits.
And this will be the end of the aggression. Splits are going to help, certainly. But Revival lives through it, Kev. He lives to tell the tale.
And also stays alive with 3 queens, and he already made 2 more queens, so it's going to go up to 5 queens. During all this, Noblesse is putting up that 3rd base, but I cannot help to feel that he had to do way more damage with this than he did so far, and he's not giving up yet. But right now, Revival only has to make units. That's all he does, and that's probably all he wants as well, as he's still on 71 drones. I think Revival made a fantastic defense.
Yeah, it was beautifully done, Kevin, and I would love to see him just Baneling bust right now. I'm serious. Like, this is the perfect time for it. There is not a single siege tank out on the map. His economy is impeccable. There is nothing in place that plays well against Banelings.
He doesn't have Baneling speed.
Yeah. So but if he started it now, it would finish up with his 2/2 upgrades.
So the Banelings on that. Rolling, rolling, rolling.
They are definitely not rolling yet. They are still waddling.
Wiggle, 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 wiggle.
Not exactly the same as a waddle, but we'll take it.
Well.
Instead, we're going to see a transition right up to Hive Tech. Oh, man. It always hurts my heart a little bit when I see an opportunity to win a game that a player doesn't try to jump at. What do you think about that, Kevin?
No, I think you're right. I wouldn't even describe this soon as that he has a window to go for that 2/2 Baneling attack. No, he doesn't have a window. He has like a corridor. Like
yeah, you've got windows, you've got doors, you have garage doors, you have like castle gateway openings, and then you have that scene out of Lord of the Rings where the orc holds the bomb and then runs into the wall and blows up like half the wall. That's the kind of opening that Revival could stream through right now. But the dwarves have been hard at work, and they are rebuilding. First siege tanks are popping out, and with them, Noblesse's ability to maintain successful defense is going to increase exponentially. And as we can already see, we're not going to see any sort of Baneling bust.
Nope. He spotted that one medevac on the north side of the map as well, so he's already getting some units in position. Now Revival is just going to make more and more drones, as he's been making drones throughout the entire game.
Double drop.
He's going to have a super quick hive though. Yep, there is a medevac on the bottom side as well. Thanks for pointing that one out.
And it's going to come right over here into the main base, but Revival doing a great job spreading units out. He sees it, he's reacting to it, he has stuff in position. So
I have to love how Revival played so far. I mean, it looked a little bit crazy. Certainly considering the fact he had 0 units, 8 minutes or 9 minutes even into this game, 66 drones and 8 queens. But he made it work, and now he's in great shape.
Yep, Drop is going to unload in the back of the natural. Lings are again in position for it. He's trying to make something work with the mobility that these medevacs afford. But it's hard to believe that he's going to really succeed. Third base was another drop that got completely shut down. And in the midst of this, look at this on the other side of the map, Kevin. Medevacs getting fungled to death. What great play here from Revival.
Yeah, but he's not going to be able to crush him. He's going to be able to kill all the medevacs. Of course, that's a huge pickup. Beautiful fungals while dealing with 2 drops. Wow, Revival, that is impressive. And of course, he has a sick bank as well, so taking out 4 or 5 medevacs. You look at the unit's lost resource step. This is supposed to be the other way around, remember?
This is what happens when you get a 3 command or 3 hatch before spawning pool, Kevin. You think it's worth it now? Sup, whoever it was that was disagreeing with me. Fungal going to catch a couple of Marines. They're going to die, and I think the Lings are just going to keep streaming out, man. There's just not even remotely enough Terran here.
Really nice fungals there. It picks up a lot of tanks. The supply count is still relatively even, but you cannot help to have the feeling that Revival is absolutely crushing
There's
Noblesse.
a reason for that. He's been banking money in Larva for a bunch of Ultralisks that we should see entering production shortly.
And he's getting Great Aspire as well. So he's going to be able to get both. He's on 4 or 5 bases right now. He's also mining effectively from the top side of the map. Look at his income.
He had so much money, he could still only afford 4 Ultras.
I'm on 6 bases. I barely made any units throughout the entire game. I stopped all ins, never lost any drones. How many drones did he lose? He lost 0 drones, man.
Beautiful. And
To
he
Marauder
catches
Hellion.
another drop here at the bottom half of the map. Queens with the army. I love this. This recent
Revival.
trend of Zergs implementing Queens into their late game army. So good.
Revival is playing some really sick StarCraft in the last 2-3 weeks.
Somebody needs to show him the hatch creep spread trick.
Well, his creep spread is actually pretty good. It took a little while, but the moment he started it, he got
Yeah,
pretty
but
serious.
I mean, remember Greetorp? He started his creep spread here, which is where Revivals is now 16 minutes later.
Well, man, Greetorp is one of a kind.
That goes without saying.
Comparing Zerg players with Greetorp is like comparing the average runner with Usain Bolt. It's just not fair, man.
That's right.
He's a legend.
It's like comparing the average sumo wrestler. Man, how am I going to save this without making it sound like a fat joke? Because that's not what I was trying to do.
I actually thought that you were going somewhere with it, which was very mean, so I'm glad you didn't do that. 2-2 upgrades
not what I was trying to do at all.
2-2 upgrades are almost ready for Noblesse, but Revival is just going to roll in. He's not going to give him the time to get those banings. Well, connected, but great fungals on the medevacs once more.
Yep, medevacs will once again all die. Ultra is going to go up into a very nasty little choke.
Still doing pretty good for some reason.
Yeah, because they have incredible upgrades. 4 armor, 2 attack, with the rest of the upgrades finishing up in just mere seconds.
Marines still at 1-1. There will be a 2-2 in like 10 seconds, but that's a little too late. But I'm not even sure if that would have made the difference. Fantastic game by Revival. Unreal. Just did everything right.
At the same time, there's a drop on the top left-hand side of the map, and it may even kill this hatchery.
Look at those links. They really try. It's Marine, man. Getting healed by Vin Diesel. Oh, nice hold positioning over here by these SCVs. Good job right there by Noblesse, actually killing quite a few of these ultras.
Finally, some fungals are going to go down, though, and that is going to be the end of this defense. And Revival showing us a very nice game on Daybreak, a little bit outside the norm of what we're used to seeing here. Very dominant play.
He has been so careful with all his
donating
units.
all of his infestors.
Yes, that is what he's doing right now. Just 6. But throughout the entire game, he's been so careful and protected pretty much all of his units. Having lost only 6,000 less than your Terran opponent, that's insane.
Yeah, it's incredible. Queens are also here. They're going to just transfuse everything, shooting up on the high ground.
Transfuse this queen.
Exactly what happens. And
the Ultras, man, there ain't no stopping them. The Ultras like, can't stop me, no. Oh, oh.
There it is, GG.
He's singing. Look, the Ultra's singing. Ben, he's dancing as well. The Ultra's balling out of control right now, live. This is what you see at the NASL Season 4 qualifiers. The Ultra's going nuts, having the time of their life.
That was a great game from Revival.
It really was.
Looked totally dominant. I don't know I would have a hard time bouncing back from that if I was Noblesse. I would feel like I just got crushed.
I mean, he went for a build that's bound to deal some damage. In any case, it doesn't matter what opening they face, and of course, he still killed 5 queens. But that's literally all that he killed. The new queen ban is even super useful in situations like this against pushes like this.
You are absolutely right, Kev. Folks, we are going to take a very short break as we set up our second match, our second game in this series. So stick around. Game number 2, Revival versus Noblesse when we get back.